can just go back to the crash. That was not long after the fight with Sean Porter. You get involved in this one car accident. We all see the CCTV footage which gets released where the Ferrari is spinning. You're ejected from the car. It's a horrific looking accident. You miraculously survive. You're in intensive care, but you're essentially free of major injuries. How clearly do you remember all of what happened?
I don't remember nothing of that. I really don't even remember it. It was probably like I was out of hospital and I don't remember leaving the hospital, nothing that. It's probably like I snapped out of it probably like 3 or 4 weeks after I got out the hospital where I started remembering stuff and things like that. But like they would tell me different stuff that happened, at my house and things like that where I didn't remember like that happened or they had like catered some food. My girlfriend catered some food and the family was over there eating and things like that. And I don't remember that or, she washed me in the bathtub. Like I don't remember none of that. It was kind of crazy. It was like I was conscious, but I wasn't.
So, I don't know if you still, I'm sure you became aware of it at some point, but like Manny Pacquiao tweeted, Terence Crawford tweeted, Sean Porter tweeted, there's a bunch of guys who tweeted in support of you and expressing love when that news kind of hit. Were you aware of that at the time?
Oh, nah, at the time. Nah, I wasn't worried. I didn't even watch the YouTube car crash probably like 4 or 5 months after my car crash.
So was that because you weren't sure that you wanted to see it?
I just didn't want. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to see it at all.
Why? Because PTSD is a real thing, right? Like people do have to deal with trauma and the effects of trauma after something like that. Was that something that you felt like you were dealing with?
Definitely. Like when I was driving, like I have like different flashes of like a car just running into me, or I'd be at a red light and I just have flashes of a car just hitting me and getting in the car crashes all the time when I'm just driving down the street or at a red light or anything. So yeah, definitely PTSD is definitely a real thing because I was having just flashes all the time about getting in accidents 24/7. I still have them sometimes like when I'm driving.
How do you control that?
I just do. I guess I'm brave. And I actually got into another accident 3 months after my accident. Somebody hit me from behind.
Did that shake you up?
It shook me up a little bit, but like it's hard to. It's really hard to really just get me. Like I'm always eating kills, so it shook me up. I like that's messed up. But like my insurance company kicked me out, kicked me off my insurance because it was a G-Wagon. It was like he messed up a Ferrari. Then I had a G-Wagon 4x4, so they came out of like $600,000 in like 5-6 months because they paid me outright for both of the cars.
Oh my goodness! Yeah. They don't want your business anymore.
Yeah, they keep me out the insurance.
So when you got back into because obviously you got back to stuff relatively quickly. I know you didn't get back into sparring and all that before you were told that you were ready to. But did you feel like you were back sparring and doing that stuff before you were entirely 100%? And could you? I'm imagining you were already physically in pain in terms of your body. So were you feeling the impact of shots and sparring in a way that you hadn't before? How did that impact you? Was it a disappointment? Was it frustrating to feel like you weren't the same guy in the gym as you had been prior to that?
At first, it was kind of frustrating because I probably was like 190 pounds. Yeah, I was big. I was 190 when I first got into the gym after my car accident. And then, like, when I used to train, my shoulders are hurt and my hips are hurt and a lot of things are hurt because I didn't break anything from the accident, but my tendons, my bone, a lot of stuff was like bruised in the inside because, I got thrown 30, 40 feet in the air and landed on concrete. So, I didn't break anything, but, like my body was, pretty banged up, bruised up and hurt. And my mom and like my manager and all them, they actually wanted me to see a psychiatrist. Like, I seen one for a day, and then I was like, nah, this ain't for me, because I'm not good at just, telling somebody else my business. Like, even though they don't be good, I don't want nobody to know my business. So I was like, nah, I'm not doing that. So my physical therapy was like going to the gym, going on walks, running, doing stuff with my best friend Jordan, and just basically, working myself back to tip top shape.
Are there things you feel like you care less about now than you did back then before the accident? Because a near-death experience can change how you look at things in life, right? Are there things that you now care less about?
Once you, face, a near-death experience, I feel like it puts a lot of things in perspective. It forces you to put a lot of things in perspective. So for me, I feel like, nobody shares life better than, someone who, just had a near death experience. And, it just made me, cherish, my family more and my kids more, and just cherish genuine people more.
I guess I'm wondering, you have the car accident, you survive miraculously. Everybody who watches the video thinks there's no way somebody who was involved in that accident could have survived. Then you have this issue with the eye, which is picked up by a regular checkup, which could potentially have threatened your vision. You could have lost your vision in that eye if it wasn't picked up in time. Has all of this in any way changed your perspective on God? Do you feel like somebody's watching over you?
Yeah, I think somebody, definitely watching over me. And I just feel like, it just wasn't my time. I feel like, my story can resonate with another young kid, or resonate with one of my kids, because, with me not giving up on myself and, keep going, now I can tell my kids, don't give up. If they trying to give up on something and it's not that hard, I'd be like, don't give up. And it'll resonate with them, because they'll know what I had to do, and I didn't give up. So why should they give up? Even with a kid, doing something, and, he might have an accident or torn his ACL or something like that. He look back at my story and saying that, he's still fighting top level competition and world champions and things like that, and still fighting at a high level, even though all these setbacks, he still come back, and he didn't lose any momentum at all. And, he still has to know how to do all these things. So I feel like with a lot of these different athletes, they can look at my story and get inspired by it, and, and become great.